Coach, not the desired outcome. Once again, just your thoughts on that one.
Should be pretty quick. We don't have much good things to talk about again.
Ted, a team that's worked very hard to get here, a longtime veteran of the team. What's the mindset heading home for Game 3?
We just got to be ready. They've wanted it more than us, and that's not acceptable on our behalf. So we have to figure a couple things out and make sure we take a couple wins at home ice.
Coach, you went down in the first 2 games in your series against Barrie. Is there something different about those 2 games to these 2 games?
Well, the one thing I can say is we're in a series. This is the first team to win 4 games. And the one thing in a series, the scores of the games don't matter because they're over. You can't change the past. So for us, we gotta live in the present. We gotta go home. We gotta rest. We gotta get ready to play Game 3. And we're gonna live in the present. That's the way we've done it all year. Things that happen in our past, we try and learn from them. We grow from them. We take lessons from them. There's lots of lessons to take from tonight. And we go back to work. That's what we do as a hockey team.
Is it easier going back, to Kingston, knowing that you played well on home ice?
I don't think anytime you lose 7-1, anything's easy. Pretty miserable bus ride. We'll wake up. We'll be miserable tomorrow. But then we got to regroup. Again, like I said, it's the first team to 4. You don't win a series after winning 2 games. You don't win a series because you outscore the other team 13-3 in 2 games. It's all done. It's the past.
Ted, putting these games behind you, how difficult is that going to be, and how do you refocus on Game 3?
We just have to forget about it. I think our team all year has been resilient in coming back after episodes like we've had in the past 2 games. So I think we'll be ready for Game 3.
Jay, regardless of the scoreline, you guys have lost 2 games. The way you've lost these 2 games, is that surprising to you?
Well, not if you watch the game. They won every race, every battle. They had 2 power play goals, a shorthanded goal. We had nothing. They had more scoring chances. We had shots on net. When you put in a performance like that, where they score the first goal of the game, quickest 2 goals for multiple times, those are all things that lead to 7-1 victories. So they went out, they got it accomplished. It's not what I planned on when I came to the rink today. But if you look at the underlying fundamentals, you look at how many faceoffs we've won over the course of the series, we're 2 for 120. So it's not very good. You do those things, you don't win the game. From a coaching standpoint, it probably took too long to call a timeout, so that's my fault. It got to 5-0 before we called a timeout. I got to probably take control of the bench more, get our team settled, refocused, and ready to play. So I'll take the blame for that.
Coach, another fast start for your team tonight. Just give us your reflections on the game.
Well, we kind of go and challenge our guys to repeat what they did in Game 1, and they did it. So, credit to those young men for sticking to a game plan and executing at a high level and jumping out to a quick lead. And again, it's just Game 2, so we're hopefully we can continue to do the same.
Will scored on a shorthanded breakaway in the first period. A nice pass from Jack Hanley on that play. Nice to be able to contribute in the win tonight.
Yeah, I've had a couple in the past series, and they weren't going in. And tonight I finally found the back of the net and really felt good. And you know what? Our team played really well. And we came out flying, like John said, and it was nice to see.
Well, I think just our approach is just our style of play. We want to make sure we're resilient. We're getting everybody involved, which we have. And then they got to go out and execute it. They're just really focused right now, and I know it's just 2 games, but I always say, we've done it consistently all year, and it's something when it comes to hockey, especially with young men, it's not something you can just turn on and off. And we've done it with a lot of consistency this year, and it's just now we're doing it at a high level when it really matters. And I know we have work to do, but I just like the focus right now of our group.
John, I know you were expecting to see a different team in Kingston tonight. Were you surprised at all when maybe you didn't?
You know what? We don't try to consume too much. Of course, we prepare our guys the way we need to prepare them with what they do, and I don't get caught up. I know they juggle the lines a little bit, but still, for us, it's about us and maintaining a certain level of play. And I think our guys to focus for that long and do it that consistently, you know, again, it's a credit to those young men.
Is there a risk that next time when you preach the same thing to the team that it's harder to convince them that Kingston is going to be a different team for Game 3 or Game 4?
But I still think our focus is on us. You know, whether they're going to bring some more, and they're going to get energy from their group. You know, they got outscored by quite a few, and that's still a lot of good players with a lot of pride over on that side. And we're not going to take anything lightly. We're going to still approach it as we're preparing for ourselves. But whatever they bring, and we'll be ready for whatever it is.